Fuck you, I don't read manga. You guys probably have no clue how often I get this comment and how often I want to reply with, fuck you, I don't read manga. But I guess if I ever did want to properly respond, it would be less of this and more of, fuck you, I won't read the manga. So am I saying manga is bad or even inferior to anime? No, of course not. Manga is a fantastic medium of art. But that's exactly what it is, a medium of art, just like anime, another medium of art. Wow, it's almost like they're two separate mediums of art that should be judged separately. How controversial of me. So why won't I read manga? Well, to put it simply, I'm Manime Matt, not Manga Matt. Given the degree I've received from my college, I might be slightly biased towards the art of moving images or film. Now, manga is great and all, but it's far from where my interests lie. I know next to nothing about how to draw, panel composition, and so on, nor do I really care to learn, so me making videos about those things would be pointless. So you can understand why I get so heated when someone responds with, well, the manga was better. No, that's an ignorant, unhelpful, and weak excuse to whatever point you are trying to make. Manga and anime are two separate forms of art. They should be judged separately. We have been over this already. Since anime and manga are two separate mediums, there are inherent advantages and disadvantages to both. It's easier to envision a Picasso if you see the actual painting, rather than a description of how it looks. The same applies to anime and manga. It's easier to have decent pacing and flesh out all of your side characters in a manga where there's no limited run times of 22 minutes. On the same token, it's easier to get invested in an incredibly animated fight scene with explosions and sound effects, rather than some panels with text that say bang, boom, and pow. One of my favorite retorts to the, well, in the manga statement is, yeah, you're right. I really liked the soundtrack in the manga. You know what? The voice acting in the manga? So on point. I sound ridiculous, right? But that's my point. I don't really care if it's in the manga. I'm here to judge the anime. As a matter of fact, I now refuse to read the manga. Not out of spite, though. You see, as humans, we are imperfect creatures. We view media, and that leads us to have some sort of bias or expectations of what the media will present to us in the future. And that's where a lot of this manga or anime superiority comes from. I want to watch the anime for purely what it is, not at how accurately it adapts something that I've already experienced. Now, I am a bit extreme, I openly admit this fact. Most people are capable of overlooking this conundrum for the most part, and are able to properly enjoy both mediums. I am personally incapable of this feat, so I refuse to do so and choose the medium of art that I prefer: anime. My point is that there are some things that are only possible to do in anime and others in manga. Some manga really is unadaptable, and some anime would be impossible to comprehend as manga. Look no further than Tsukigakure. It's a solid romance anime where both characters hardly talk and mostly speak through sighs and sound effects. Try reading that and understanding what the artist meant. Akane sighs, but not in like an exhausted sigh, more like a relieved and happy but still questioning the situation kind of sigh. And the funny thing is I know for a fact that I'm not the only one who thinks this. I think most anime YouTubers carry some sort of resentment for comments like these, but don't say anything because it's not worth their time, and making a whole video on this subject would be downright overkill. But I'm petty. All I'm trying to say is manga and anime are two separate mediums. Now, comparing them together about how they handle the narrative is fine, but pretending like they can be definitively judged as being better or worse is just plain idiotic. The mistakes of an anime are not excused because the manga does them better, and the shortcomings of the manga are not something to overlook merely because the anime fixed them. So I'm gonna sit here with my popcorn, continue pretending that manga doesn't exist, and enjoy my fucking anime. I have been wanting to make this video for so long, but I didn't really have any spare time until this week, so I finally sat down and made it. This is my second video in the series of Manime's controversial opinions, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments. Last time I picked something that I could explain pretty calmly, but this time I decided to just go for the throat, metaphorically speaking, of course. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. I make content weekly on this channel. A huge shout out to my patrons. You guys are my heroes. If you're interested in seeing how I edit, chatting with me, or simply supporting the channel, I run a $1 a month Patreon to make that as easy as possible. Make sure you guys share, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Manime. Make sure you guys say, man, go watch that goddamn anime!